Okay, sorry track kids, my video got stopped, so this will be in two parts. We are on example 1, and okay, what does it say? What does it mean again when it says solve triangle ABC? What does that mean? Solve for everything. A, B, C, A, B, C. A, B, C, A, B, C. All right, let's label some things that we know based on this triangle over here. What's some things you know? What do you know?
A is 7.
Lowercase a is 7. Yep, little a is 7. What's 5?
C.
Little c. Little c is 5 because it's opposite c. And then what's 36?
B.
Capital B is 36. Okay? Now take a look at what we're given. Check this out. You ready? This stuff that we're given right here. This is how I know, looking at this chart right here, this is how I know I can't use the law of signs, right? Sine of something over something, sine of something over something, right? Because, take a look at this. I have to have one of those things that I know. I have to know either both A and both A, both B, or both C, both C. I don't know any of them where I have them both, right? So that's how I know I can't use the law of signs. Right? Does that make sense? No law of signs because you don't have a pair of the A's and A's, B's and B's, C's and C's. So this is where I have to do the law of cosines, okay? Law of cosines looks like this. This is the formula, all right? And take a look at this. It does not matter where you put the B and the C sides, just as long as the angle A is opposite the side A. These two have to be opposites from each other, right? So the only angle that I have is 36, so that's got to go in this spot. 36 has to go there, right? So I'm going to do cosine of 36 goes in that spot. What are you doing, Kaylin? Write this down. Cosine 36 goes in that spot. And then I know that if 36 goes there, what am I solving for over in this spot? Which variable are you solving for over in that spot? Lowercase b, right? If capital B is this angle over here, I have lowercase b over here. So really we're kind of using like the second equation, right? But it doesn't matter what you have them named, right? Okay, just as long as these two are opposites from each other. So the angle over there and the side over there, those are complete opposites from each other. And then I just fill the rest of it in. So b and c minus 2bc cosine a. B is just the other two variables. Okay, so 7 squared plus 5 squared minus 2 times 7 times 5. Those go in those spots. That's the formula. Okay? Yeah? Good, good?
Yeah.
Are we doing okay? All right, so have that stuff in there. 7 squared is 49. 5 squared is 25. 2 times 7 times 5. I know that 7 times 5 is 35, but what's 2 times that? What's 2 times 35?
2 times 35?
Yep.
70.
70 cosine 36. All right, do this real quick. Type that into your calculator. 49 plus 25 minus 70 times cosine 36. Type that in and see what you get.
Plus.
I'm just doing some of the stuff in my head to start with.
Is that a minus?
Yep. 49 plus 25 minus 70 cosine of 36. B squared equals something.
70 times cosine of 36?
Yes, 70 times.
17.36.
What'd you say?
17.36.
17.36. Okay, now that is what B squared is.
Square root.
Now I take the square root of that.
4.16.
4.16. And
4.17.
And they're going to have us go 4.2 because they want just one decimal place. 4.2 is that guy. Okay? Good?
What was it?
4.2. That's not what you got? That's because you have your phone and not an actual calculator.
Okay.
It's a pain.
I did on my phone. It's fine.
Okay. All right, now, the beautiful part of this is, that was an ugly formula, but the beautiful part is, after we've solved for one of those things, look at this. I have B and B. I have both B's, which means I can do what? Now I can do the law of signs. Sine something over something, sine something over something, okay? I'm going to start with sine 36 over 4.2. Yeah? And then which one are you going to solve for? The A or the C?
A.
A, okay. So we're going to put 7 on the bottom here, and we're going to do sine of A. Yeah? Okay, so what I know on the left, and then the A that I'm trying to solve for on the right. Okay? Now I'm going to cross multiply, so I'm going to do 7 times sine of 36 equals 4.2 times sine of A. All right, now I want to solve for A. How can you get that A out of there? Or like, what do you have to do first? Divide by 4.2. Okay? So, Sine of A is left on this side, and then what is all of this junk? It's a decimal number. 0 point something. 7 sine 36 divided by 4.2. Do that and see what we get.
0.979.
0.979. Okay, now I want to solve for this A right here, but the sign is attached to him. So this is the most important thing. How do I get that sign to go away? How do you undo the sign? The inverse sign, right? That's the sign to the negative 1 power. That's the most important thing. Okay, so now do inverse sign of that number. And what do we get for A?
$78.2.
78.2 degrees. I think all of the degrees, all of these here, they want rounded to the nearest whole number. So 78. But these guys, they want to round it to 1 decimal place. So 78 degrees. And then how do you find C?
Just add them together.
Add them together and subtract from 180. So 78 and 36 is 114. And subtract that from 180. So like 66 degrees. There we go. Perfect. Okay, good?
Yes.
Yes? All right, so just another formula. All right, I'm going to write that law of sines thing down. A squared equals b squared plus c squared minus 2bc cosine of A. Okay, that's my formula from up above. All right, let's write down ABC and little a, little b, little c. Okay, ABC, little a, little b, little c. And things that we know. What are some things that we know from that diagram? What? Hold on, she says.
Okay, so
What's 16?
A.
Little a. Little a is 16. What's 9?
Little b.
Little b. And little c is
10.
10, because that's the opposites, right?
Yep.
Okay. There you go. All right. Which one do you want to solve for, A, B, or C? A, angle A. So we're going to solve this angle A. So angle A is what we don't know, but what has to go here then? Those have to be opposites to each other. 16's got to go in that spot. So I have 16 squared over here, and then cosine of A all the way over here. Those two have to be opposites to each other. The rest of the information doesn't matter where you put it. Okay? So,
Hold on.
okay?
I'm trying to.
All right. B and C, I'm going to do 9 squared. 10 squared minus 2, 9, and 10, and cosine of A. Okay? Now, this one's super, super, superly important to make sure that you do all your algebra right. Okay? So let's go through and let's write out what is 16 squared?
256.
256. 256. What's 9 squared?
81.
81. What's 10 squared?
100.
100. Okay. What's 2 times 9 times 10? You can do that in your head. 2 times 9?
18.
18 times 10?
180.
180. Cosine of A. Okay, now, here's the deal. 81 plus 100. Watch this. Don't write. Just watch. 81 plus 100 is 181, right? And then I have people all the time that will take 181 and they'll subtract 180. But that is incorrect. Why can you not subtract that 180?
Because that's connected to the code.
This 80 is connected to the cosine. So I just have 256 equals 181 minus 180 cosine of A.
Question.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you just so if you just type all of that into the calculator, you just put
You can't in this case because you're solving for the cosine. You could
Oh,
you
yeah.
could type in 9 squared plus 10 squared. That would work.
Oh.
But this one's a little bit harder because the cosine is what you're solving for. It's not on the left side of the equal sign.
Okay.
Okay. So this one, we've got those like 3 pieces. This one here, minus this guy. What can you do to solve?
Add the one. You would put the 180 there, right? Like the 181. No.
Well, put the 181 where?
Like 81 plus 100. That would be 181. And
Right. So
You
this
can
is
have-
181, right?
yeah, you can
That's
have
together.
those.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now what? I want to solve for this A, so I want to get rid of everything else. What can you move?
Can you? Wait. So the 180 is part of the code.
Yes. The 180 is part of the cosine.
Can you add it over to the other side?
Not quite. That's not what I would move. I would subtract this 181. Right?
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
What's 256 minus 181? Like, I don't know.
75.
Yeah, positive 75. 75 equals negative 180 cosine of A. Yeah? That's what we have on the right side. Negative 180 cosine of A.
Yeah.
Now what? Still trying to solve for this A right here.
Can you do?
Now what can we move?
Can you switch over around the A and the 75? Yet?
No, no.
Not yet.
So I'm going to get the A by itself, which means I want to get the cosine of A by itself first.
Times. Nope. Reverse whatever.
Nope. Divide by negative 180,
Oh, I thought it was connected.
right?
Oh.
It is connected. It's multiplied together, but we can divide him over, right?
Okay.
Negative 180?
Yep, divide by negative 180. So what's 75 divided by negative 180?
Negative 0.41.
Negative 0.41 equal 412.
No, 42.
Oh, 42.
Yeah,
Okay.
because I rounded.
Okay. Negative 0.42 equals cosine of A.
Now you can switch them around. and do
Now I can
cosine.
do the what?
You can switch them around. You can switch the 0.
No, well you can't just flop them around. How do I get this A out of here?
Inverse
divide it.
cosine.
You do the inverse cosine.
Yeah, that's
right?
what I was talking
Oh,
about.
okay. I
But then
wasn't
you like
quite sure.
switch them around.
So
and-
A equals inverse cosine of negative 0.42. You guys ever use the answer button
Yes,
on your
I
calculator?
do all the
Do
time.
that, because then you don't have to retype anything. Okay, what's inverse cosine of that number?
114.83.
114.8. So we're going to round it to 115 degrees because they want them all in degrees. Okay,
Hold on, I need to write it.
so A is 115 degrees. There he is right there.
Okay, can you like show? Okay, there we go.
Okay, I'm showing it all. I got it all there. All of it's there.
0.42.
Okay, are we good so far? Kind of?
Hold on, I'm writing this down. Okay,
Okay,
I'm good. I got
now look what we have and what we need. Now what can we do?
it. B. We can.
We can use the law of sines because I have A and A, right? Okay, I have A and all I have to do is do law of sines now. Okay, because you only have to do law of cosines once. So I have sine of what?
Okay, so sine of
Sine of 115 over 16 equals
sin of B.
sine of B over
9.
9. Sure. Okay, let's cross multiply. So I'm going to do 9 times sine of 115 equals 16 times sine of B. And then what? Divide by 16. Okay. So sine of B is equal to whatever this decimal number is. 0 point something. 9 sine of 115 divided by 16.
0.51.
0.51. Okay, now how do I get B? Inverse sine, right? So I take inverse sine of the 0.51. B is something.
It would be 30.65.
30.65 or 30.65. But angles, we make 31. So B is going to be 31. And then
You can add and then subtract.
add and subtract. So 115 plus 31 is 146. Subtract from 180, like 34, I think.
Yes.
Okay. Now one extra thing that I do is look at this box right here and say what's the biggest angle. A, is it opposite the biggest side?
Yes.
Yes. The smallest angle is 31 is the opposite the smallest side. Yes. So we know we did it probably right. Okay, that's just a good way to check. All right, last one, example 3. Here is our diagram right here. And they're wanting to know how far apart the turtles are from each other. And I spelled turtle wrong in this thing right here. Tuttle. So what are we trying to solve for? If we're trying to find how far apart the turtles are, what variable is that?
We're trying to find, wait, what?
The turtles.
Turtles.
We're trying to find the distance between, where is the
The
turtles?
turtle and the fish.
Which side is that?
A.
Oh, the turtle and the fish is little a. We're
Wait,
trying
I'm
to find
right.
this length there, okay? We're trying to find little a.
How far apart is the turtle and the blue pair? Yeah, between the.
Okay, so we're just trying to find little a. We don't have to find everything, but I'm going to label this stuff here just so that I can see. A, B, C. We don't have to solve everything. We just have to find little a. Little a, little b, little c. Okay. What are some things that we know? What is 9?
Little c.
9 is little c. What's 12?
Little b.
Little b. And what else do we know?
A is 60.
Angle A is 60 degrees if you add those two together, okay? And now I'm trying to find little a. And I know that I have to use the law of cosines because I don't have one group, right? I don't have A and A or B and B or C and C. So if I have the angle, like in this formula right here, a squared equals b squared plus c squared, cosine, blah, 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 all that stuff. Cosine I have to do of the angle over here, which is 60, which means over here on this side has to be a squared, right? Okay. Then I just put the other two wherever. So 12 squared plus 9 squared minus 2 times 12 times 9. Okay. Now, we're going to try to cheat here, kind of. Try to type this whole thing into your calculator all at one shot. Do 12 squared plus 9 squared minus 2 times 12 times 9 times cosine of 60 and see if you get the right answer. Because we don't want to rewrite any more than we have to. So try and see if you can do that all in one shot with a calculator.
I said, oh, that was an accident. I accidentally typed something wrong.
-45.
I got 117.
117, I think, is the right answer. 117 point.
That's it.
That's it? Just 117?
Just one.
Oh, nice.
Here.
Yep. I think you're right. Okay.
Yeah, I did a minus
Instead of plus. Okay. Yep. And then we take the square root of 117 to get what a actually is, and that is something.
10.82.
10.82 or 10. We'll say 10.8. 10.8 feet.
Yep.
Okay. And so the distance between the turtle and the fish, turtle and the fish is 10.8 feet. Now, normally we would solve the rest of this if this said solve the triangle, so we could use the law of sines next. But we're not because they just want that side, right? Okay.
It is easy to type it all into one calculator.
Yeah. Now, the only problem is if you're solving for this angle, you can't just
can't
type
do
it all
that,
in, right? You have to like unwind it and do everything, okay? And so we saw that like on example 2 where you're solving for the angle instead, okay? So that's a little bit weird thing, all right? So on your homework assignment, you guys have 1, 3, 4, 6. I told you yesterday that you should be able to do 4 and 6 already, but now you can add to that 1 and 3. That's on skills practice. So 1, 3, 4, 6 on skills practice. On practice side, you have 1, 3, 4, 5, and 8. We'll probably do 8 together if you want. But you should have probably been already been able to do 3 and 4, because those you could just do the law of sines on. Okay, so add those 1, 3, 4, 5, and 1, 3, 4, 6, and then we'll do the story problem together on Monday. Okay, when everybody's back.
Alright.
All right, good.
Thanks, Usher.
Say bye, track kids.
Bye. Thanks,
Bye.
Usher.
Bye.